Hello, good morning, and welcome to TV News Analysis here on TV Sapiencia. My name is Chioma Vicchukwemeka, also known as Oma Sweetheart on radio, TV, and social media. Glad to have you join us this morning. I can't be alone on this program. I've got with me that lady with an agenda.
What's you do this to me all the time?
That lady with an agenda.
Look at your face.
Look at her and you see she has an agenda. Adama, good morning.
Good morning.
You look beautiful.
Good morning, Oma. What are you telling me?
No, nothing.
Are you sure you did not tell them anything?
I said absolutely nothing. I just said that lady with an agenda. How's your weekend? But sincerely, you look dashing. Like, dashing.
You too.
Thank you. So what, anything different, anything unique that happened at the weekend?
Nothing really. Just a couple of I just went for a friend's wedding.
Okay.
This wedding, wedding, we are flying things. I don't want to mention.
Were they spray money?
Did I say anything?
Ha. Do people still spray money?
They were spraying fake money.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know what you want to hear.
No.
Fake money.
Nothing. 6 months imprisonment.
Yes.
Okay.
It was just flying in the air. I was still asking myself, I thought we are all complaining about the economy in the country. So the economy is not even affecting some persons. You see some bundles like this. Like there's this group of men, their table like this. They just start with bundles.
Are you serious?
I was like, okay. I think I'm in another country. I'm not in Nigeria, because if I'm in Nigeria, Nigeria that I know, we are all complaining that there is no money anywhere. The federal government are choking us with taxes here and there.
Cyber security tax.
My dear, and I saw that. I was like, okay, I think I'm in another country. I went to the wedding in another country, because that's definitely not Nigeria.
You know, there's this Igbo adage which says, "Anadaroma bulundinze." In every bad situation, in quotes, there are people who are enjoying from that bad situation. So when the average Nigerians are busy, languishing, complaining, there are other people. I mean, how else would someone wake up and say there is cybersecurity levy? If you make any amount, any amount of money you transfer or you withdraw, whichever one, because I was so angry with that levy, that cybersecurity levy, that I didn't even pay attention, because I said, what is this? Every day, new ways to make life difficult for Nigerians. And probably, I will always say here, maybe our leaders, they don't even understand the yearnings of people, the masses on the street.
You're talking about understanding.
Adoma,
I even see
a school invited me yesterday. I was on a school to talk to the parents. They had parent-teachers dialogue. Now, they were talking about increasing the school fees. You know, when I came in, they were still talking about, I was supposed to speak for 30 minutes. But because the parents were restless, I couldn't speak for. In fact, I didn't know if I spoke up to 15 minutes, because the parents were already angry. The school fees was 33,000. Now the school now increased it. They want to increase it to 39,000. Adoma, just from 33 to 39 is just 6,000 naira additional. And of course, I have had to talk with some of the teachers in that school. You find out that they are not being well paid.
Yeah.
They've been complaining. They're not being well paid. And the school, how can you pay a teacher when the school fees is meager?
This low.
And with what's happening right now, right? And it's not as if, you know, most schools do double increments, like triple increments. There is from 33,000 to just 39,000, additional 6,000. Even though you can actually forgive me, because I'm saying just, because I know some people, it will not be just for them.
You cannot even, if you give someone 1,000 naira, the person is jumping up.
A particular parent, I was at the back shouting, as in you can feel that he wants to fight the principal.
You know, this thing we say that when a government or a leadership comes in, that there are some people it favors. I was discussing this whole increment going around in Nigeria with one of my, I won't say colleague, this was someone I worked for during my NYSC. He's now in Abuja. He's no longer in the States where I served. So I was discussing something I was asking him, how do you see this whole thing going out? And I said, You know, our president is a very good man. Oh. He's a very, very wonderful man. And I asked him, wait, what are you doing in Abuja? I said, I'm a party person. I'm just in a party. I was like, what party are you? I want to understand.
Please don't call the name of the party.
He now called the name of the party. I was like, wow, that is why you see. I said, nothing. The president is really doing a good work. It's just that people like complaining too much. We don't even have patience to calm down to allow him to do things. I was like, what are you doing in Abuja? What is your position? He said, hey, I've told you now. My dear, if you want me to come and flex, I said, don't. This thing you're saying is, it's affecting everybody. Maybe you're just there, you're enjoying yourself, and you're just, maybe there were times in your life that you complained that the country is not working well, and all of a sudden you found yourself in a very comfortable place, and you now want to support evil. My goodness, you see, Adoma, at times we are the ones doing ourselves.
Adoma, you need to see the anger in the parents. Adoma, you need to see the anger.
And
if the school fees is not increased, how can the teachers be well paid? How can they deliver? And the parents, they were already complaining that they are not getting what they want from the school. And let's face reality. If you want to get the best from people, definitely give them the best, right? If you want to get productivity from people, things are literally not so well.
You know, when you wanted to talk about the school fees, I was thinking you wanted to tell me from 100 and something to...
I said 33,000
When I heard that, I was like, oh, how much are the teachers being paid? These are schools you'll be seeing a teacher being paid 15,000, 10,000, 20-something thousand.
Not just the schools. There was this pharmacy that I visited. In that pharmacy, the nurse kept complaining. Although, whenever I visit a place and the worker complains so much against the management, I don't usually take all the worker said. I try to look at the attitude of that person to work. Now, this nurse was literally complaining about everything. But one of the things she complained that really broke my heart was that she was paid 23,000 naira
in this current economy.
In this current economy, Adoma. And she will resume work in the morning, work from 8:30 to 1 p.m., then go for break, and come back around 6, and work from 6 till probably 10 p.m. Yes, that's how she works every day. Every day.
And so she was paid how much?
23,000
that's
naira.
Wickedness, so.
And she was complaining. She said, do you know how many millions we make here every day? That this man is so wicked. I was just looking at her. I started monitoring.
I think I can relate.
I started monitoring.
I think I can relate.
But sincerely, I started monitoring her attitude to work. You know, sometimes patients will be there for her to take care of the patient. You know, her laissez-faire attitude.
You know, what brings about some attitude like that is you don't know how what will I call it? The
organization
manages their staff. Probably they make such amount of money and they're not being treated properly. You know, some persons will tell you that there are these places you work when you make amount of money, like in a day you can make like 10 million, 5 million. At the end of the day, the staff are being paid.
Underpaid.
Like you see 20-something, 30-something, depending on how long you've stayed in that company or the office, and you see that you see yourself, you're the one making money for them, and these people, they don't even. And one day you just ask them that you're not feeling fine, and you need a break. They will find you to your house and make sure that you're saying the truth, and they will tell you that it's not going to be the whole day. You just have to come to work and work small before you get to the house and get your medications. That's very bad. So you see that nurse that is complaining, the attitude she's giving to the work is being based on how she has been treated in that office. Because so you can't tell me that someone is, look at what you're saying this when you came to work, that you've never been, you don't know whether anyone has, you know.
I was sharing with you that I was preparing for work this morning.
You were so happy.
I was so excited that I don't know if there's anybody that gets so excited to come to work.
Imagine you're working in a place that you are being treated very poorly, and on top of it, you're earning very my dear. If you're waking up, you'll be like,
What is
it
this?
worth
And
it?
all these things work together. Just imagine what happened yesterday. Yesterday, NLC, TUC, they picketed the offices of NEC, EEDC, all the offices. I don't know if it happened in Anacha. I wouldn't, because yesterday is Monday. So
Yesterday, that was what I wanted to say.
So nothing could have happened around Anambra State and even the southeast.
Exactly.
But if you look at Abuja or your different parts of the country, you find out that there were protests on the tariff, and they are protesting.
Who wouldn't protest?
Everybody, all these things are interconnected. The fact that teachers are not well paid, the fact that nurses are complaining, the fact that there is insecurity, cyber security levy, everything is interconnected. And somebody somewhere in Abuja is telling us that our president is trying that we should be calm. Okay, no problem.
We are overreacting.
No problem.
Maybe we should calm down.
No problem.
Let's just calm down.
And let's just read the headlines right now.
Calm down.
Let's see if we can be coming down.
Okay.
All right, we have a couple of newspapers to review for you this morning. Quickly, we are going to go through Vanguard, Punch, Guided. Which other ones do we have, Adoma?
Sun, Daily Trust, and Daily Post.
All right, we're starting immediately with the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Tinubu directs all MDAs to purchase CNG-powered vehicles. CBN will retain high interest rates to tame inflation, according to Cardoso. Tariff hike, labor protest, disconnect NERC, TCN, Disco's offices. Quite interesting. 7.4 million consumers still without electricity meters as installation rise 5%. Naira depreciates to 1,520 naira per dollar. The last time we were here, it was 1,300
and something.
My goodness. Wow. Wow. Guba polls, INEC resumes voters registration in Ondo. Governor Mba awards scholarship to 17-year-old aspiring pilots, pays 25 million naira initial fees. Bamboo launches Nigerian stocks to deepen retail capital market. Push to the wall over state police by Eric Teniola. Still from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. NIMASA approves minimum wage document for seafarers. Failed banks, NDIC clamors practice direction for Court of Appeal. Banks cut borrowing from CBN by 44% to 12.2 trillion naira. CBN will retain high interest rates to tame inflation. I think we've had that before. Bad law, needless levy by Dakuku Peter side. Access Bank, MasterCard partner to expand cross-border payment. 3,000 inmates on death row and death sentence for drug traffickers. Drug traffickers, yeah. And still from Vanguard, overburdening the masses. Ogun lady husband on the run over throwing tenants' cups. Escalating public service wage bills, increasing cost of governance, according to NAS, towards achieving sustainable economic development in Nigeria. And finally, Cohen testifies that Trump approved hush money payments. That's it from Vanguard newspaper this morning.
All right, from Vanguard, we move over to the Punch newspaper. This morning, we have Rivers crisis. Why Wike is playing God, Asare Dokubo. WSICE plans Lagos-London event to honor Wole Soyinka at 90. Lawyer accuses federal government of shunning ECOWAS court order. Probe of Wike's government underway for Bara. Government plans revenue generating model for NYSC. Federal government orders MDAs to buy gas-powered vehicles. Tinubu swears in NPC commissioners for Ogun and Oshun. Still moving on, we have military kills notorious bandits Kingpin in Kaduna. Uniloring elevates 40 senior lecturers to professors. Government killed 28-year-old in Fresh Plateau attack. Wow. Bullying. Student sues Abuja school for 500 million naira. I regret stopping Obaseki from resigning in 2020. Idohosa. OT promises protection for northern cattle dealers. 7,200 Ekiti Bauchi farmers gets inputs. Air Force pledges to sustain area. Okay, this one is okay. Atiku Obi initiates Alliance talks ahead of 2027 polls. Soldier gunned down for resisting stepmother's abduction. Benue communities seek government intervention over disputed fish pond. Still moving on, we have Melinda to get 12.5 billion naira after existing Gates Foundation. Governor poll. INEC resumes voter registration in Edo and Ondo. 1 killed, 10 injured as Abia Cross River boundary crisis worsens. Adeleke bags chieftaincy title, promises more projects. EFCC indicts Sirika brother in new 19 billion naira fraud. Lastly, we have federal government plans performance-based salary scheme for workers. And that's it for the Punch newspaper this morning.
All right, we move straight ahead to Guardian newspaper this morning. From the Guardian, Adeleke bags Asiwaju title marks 64th birthday with pomp and pageantry. Still from the Guardian, federal government will restructure NYSC, says minister. Expert canvasses a competition in telecom sector. Akwa Ibom smart building unoccupied 4 years after. Sanwo-Olu pledges synergy with armed forces on security, loud CDS leadership style. Mistrust, greed stall takeoff of new telephony licenses in 31 states. Melinda Gates resigns as Gates Foundation co-chair. NLC TUC picket NERC discos offices nationwide. Cybersecurity levy will hamper financial inclusion drive. Armed men kill 1, injure others in fresh Abia Cross River border clash. Yusuf seeks extension of agro-pastoral project in Kano. Commissioners from my zone creating problems, Mwifuru laments. Enugu begins demolition for central terminal. Obi meets Atiku Saraki others over Nigeria's woes. Why reading is imperative for national development by Tunji Olaupa. Bullying. Boala drags lead a British school to court, demands a 500 million naira damages. Quite interesting. Edo government warns against a dragging Oba of Benin into politics. Concerns as US study visa refusal reach record levels in 2023. Beware of illicit substances, NACON tells intending pilgrims. Troops launch operation to clear Sambisa forest of terror. Finally, Rivers crisis, INC applauds Tinubu's pledge for neutrality. That's it from the Guardian newspaper this morning.
Right from there, we move over to the Sun newspaper this morning. I'm firmly committed to ensuring no child is left out of school, Tinubu. OT restates resolve to rid cartoon market of crime. Obi meets Atiku Lamido, Saraki, Bafarawa in Abuja. Electricity tariff hike, labor grants discos NERC nationwide. Mba awards full scholarship to 17-year-old aspiring pilot, clears 23 million naira initial fees. And still moving on, we have IPAC demands review of high cost of nomination reforms. You have nothing to offer APC. Edo government reacts to Idohosa's defection. Rivers Assembly crisis. Court strikes out LP's suit against INEC. My problem with Abure, Labour Party, Ajero, NLC president. Excitement in Plateau as Mutfwang put smiles on faces of pensioners. Still moving on, we have Hairs Engineers, Transcorp CEOs lead talk on Africa's engineer transition agenda. And lastly, we have advertisers seek public-private collaboration, friendly regulation to boost services. And that's it for the Sun newspaper this morning.
All right, we'll move right now to Daily Post newspaper. Electricity tariff hike. Nigerian government reveals next plan after workers' protest. Renewed calls to scrap immunity for governors spark fresh debate. And defection, APC displaces PDP as main opposition in Abia. At Babio, Governor Eno realigns for 2027 re-election bid. Scores of Dangote cement workers allegedly kidnapped in Edo. Nigerian Navy falls smuggling operation, arrests a suspect in Badagry. EPL, I love seeing that. Michael Owen hails 2 Arsenal stars over Man United defeat. KBNLC TUC protest tariff hike, shut down KEDCO NERC offices. FCTA marks 500 structures for demolition, issues notice 24 hours to exercise. And Babio, okay, I've taken this. Delta LG polls, commissioner orders resign from office. Edo Guba, APC has no sellable candidate according to PDP. What Peter Obi discussed with Atiku Saraki Lamido during visit, aid reveals. Finally, Edo Guba, Idahosa Obaseki government trade words over defection to APC. That's it from Daily Post this morning.
All right, we move over to Daily Trust newspaper this morning. Tinubu directs MDAs to buy CNG-powered vehicles. Zamfara strange disease. Death tolls rises to 13. Gunmen kill pregnant woman, 10 others in Benue. Governance cost. Akpabio seeks urgent implementation of Orasanye reports. 24 students abducted in Kogi Varsity. That's from the police. Terrorists kill 5 soldiers, many villagers in Castina. Bandits lay ambush in Edo, abduct cement workers. It is obviously witch hunt. Ex-senator tackles Fubara over move to probe Wike. Lastly, we have Tinubu bans purchase of petrol-dependent vehicles, others use of CNG-powered automobile. And that's it for the Daily Trust newspaper this morning.
Okay, and I think that's it for the newspaper's headlines this morning. Remember to get the copies of these papers. That's the hard copies from the vendors nearest to you. And for the soft copies, kindly go online. All right, so very quickly, at the weekend, all right, it was on Sunday that it went viral. And you know, the power of social media is only someone who doesn't understand the power of social media that will joke with social media, especially Nigerian netizens and social media space. This young man who was actually exploiting a 4-year-old, you know, we saw videos of her twerking, wearing clothes that she should not wear because she's a child, 4-year-old.
Exposing the
girl's body that should be in, as I don't even understand. I don't even know how to start explaining this thing because it's actually sick. Like, some people are mentally sick. But the good news is that Edo State has announced that the Edo State government, they've announced that they've taken custody of the girl because the guy has been arrested. In fact, he was arrested. It was within a space of hours. In few hours, the boy was arrested because his page was reported. People kept reporting his page on Instagram, on Facebook, different. Because if you go to his Instagram page, you will see the video of the young 4-year-old twerking in a club, surrounded by adults. I mean, she had no business. A 4-year-old had absolutely no business being there. And probably he was grooming her for adult content. I mean, she's supposed to be 18 years and above, at least to make a choice to decide whether she wants to do this or not. But this man that is supposed to be her father, that is supposed to protect her, that is supposed to care for her, was the one exploiting her. And that's, you know, when we talk about gender-based violence, you know, we are looking at outsiders. We don't even see that even gender-based violence happen within the home. Places where the child is supposed to be safe, the girl child, the boy child. Whenever I talk about gender-based violence, it's not just, I don't just look at the girl child, even though that I know that in reporting gender-based violence, the girl child, the report is higher because whenever it happens to a girl child, a woman, it's reported. But there are a lot of violence that are perpetrated to the boy child. So when we are talking about violence against persons, this girl, it was actually supposed to be safe in a house. And again, before we came here, we were asking, where is the mother? Because it takes a mother to birth a child. It takes 2 parents to birth a child. How can the mother leave a 4-year-old that is supposed to be with her, with the father? And from all indication, this young man is highly irresponsible. For him to be taking her to club, dancing, twerking, and exposing her, grooming her, literally grooming her to become a porn star. But the good news is, Edo State government, they've taken custody of the girl. Obviously, the guy has been arrested, and I am just happy that they've taken custody of the girl. What do you make of it, Adam?
You know, first of all, you talked about the social media, and I checked the guy's account. This guy's account has almost 9,000 followers. Who are those people following him? Why are they following such kind of person?
People who love adult content.
And you see, this kind of persons, a lot of persons will talk against something, and they will go ahead follow this person. And again, let's talk about the fact that he was just exposing this girl's body. The most annoying thing that makes me crazy was that he said that this girl has a role model, an Asian porn star that is her role model. How dare you? How old is she to decide who is her role model?
4 years.
You said you're putting her out there, and you're saying that this person is around, that you're trying, according to what he said he's trying to make her, to create a legacy for her, so that when she grows up, he's trying to make a name for her, so that when she grows up, she can actually be thankful that the father did this for her, so she can move into it. You're forcing that child to go into something she knows nothing about. This girl is just 4 years old. She doesn't know from her left to her right. She cannot decide yet for herself. You as a parent, you're supposed to be there to guide her. But no, you're the one exposing her to the public. And the funny thing is that you take her to clubs. Your friends, your friends do nasty things with her. And I'm not going to be, oh goodness. You know, there was one of the pictures and videos I saw where he was kissing the child. It is so irritating. Oma, it is irritating, and this shows that probably he's also doing another thing with it.
Obviously,
because he's actually going to ask his friends to do some nasty things with this poor child. Honestly, that guy needs to rot in jail. Rot in jail is not enough. He needs to be analyzed, psychoanalyzed. Rotting in jail is not enough. Oma, that guy needs to be punished. He should be in jail, and he should receive punishment every day. If it's for them to keep flogging him, because some people are not even ready to be parents, and they go about giving birth. A lot of persons will say they're not against content creating. Content creating, you can make it in a very comfortable way.
How is that one content creation?
Just like Emanuela, you know Emanuela, the comedian. She grew up in her faces. This girl was literally doing content, and she was making money for Macangel. Yes, comedy. She was making money for this person. And what kind of content was she creating? Funny jokes. She will be saying things about, your dress, just to crack jokes about the way someone dressed, or maybe you're trying to talk to her. But that was making it. Everybody was just happy. Assuming this is the kind of thing you want your child, because his excuse was that he has been trying to make comedy, and he's not working, so he decided to use his child. That kids comedy works very fast. It's when someone sees your child and they will be so attracted, and it will blow. And all of a sudden he's saying that people should stop reporting his accounts, that his page, that he took him so long to build his page. How dare you? You're using a child that does not know from her left to her right. You're using that child to create stupid content about yourself. All in the name of that, she has a role model.
And who is a porn star?
An Asian. Oh my goodness. This kind of thing is that I don't know. Nigeria, the federal government should actually, in fact, they should make a law that before you use a child to do whether it's your child, because you don't have a right to decide for someone that don't know from their left to their right. You must bring it. There must be an agreement, and the law must abide. My goodness, this is irritating to talk about.
You know what? In the era, this is the era of technology. A lot of parents that have failed in different things now rely to using their kids. If you go on Instagram, you see a lot of accounts that are it's the kids that are being showcased there. But
because they feel the kids
is being managed by the parents.
Yes, because they feel the kids using the kids.
Some of these accounts have really grown. All right, but it depends on the content you're
creating.
But this is a call. This is kind of a wake-up call to everyone: federal government, state government, everyone, parents. please, it matters what you do with your child. If you're creating content, why don't you create content that will make impact, exactly, that will make positive impact? Even if you think you want to help your child, groom your child to become a better person, there are positive, content you can actually create. Instead of sexually exploiting the child, sexually abusing the child, because these things will stick to the child's memory.
Okay, imagine when this child grows up tomorrow and she wants to apply for a role in a very big company, and they will not trace it back to, this how the internet doesn't forget.
Actually, because the child doesn't know she's 4, right? She's 4. Is exploitation, sexual exploitation by the father, by somebody that is close to her. So all the accounts again, all the social media giants, if you're not up to 18 years old, right, and maybe somebody is being sexually just the same way that account has been reported, every picture of that girl anywhere on the internet will be taken down, because it is sexual exploitation of a child. So the government will now shield the child. Okay. All right. So, and that is why that man who is the father,
he's not mentally okay.
No, he needs, like I said, he needs to be psychoanalyzed to know what his challenges are. And in this era, it's also good that we say this. By June, Meta has said that Facebook will be monetized in Nigeria. And Adoma, we all need to be careful. Because you could be on your own, jejely doing something, and somebody will be videoing you.
It's already happening.
And before you know what's happening, it will be on the net. Because people are desperate. And let me say this. As a content creator, you don't need to be desperate. There's something called organic followers. If you need to grow, you can grow organically by building. I've seen different kinds of content on how to cook, how to do certain things, teaching people what they don't know. These things, they are growing. You don't necessarily need to get naked. You don't necessarily need to do horrible things. The other day, it was a young man who buried himself. What praise!
Like you did it. That young man nearly died.
I'm telling you.
Because he was just he was just panting. He even made a video that said he forgot to bring his water, that he's tempted to drink his own urine.
My goodness. My goodness.
Content creating is dragging a lot of people crazy. Just on radio on Saturday Express, I was telling them how I opened my gates. I saw a lot of people in front of our gates. What are they doing? They're doing content creating.
What are they creating?
I don't know. I was just walking. The one that said, "Hey, excuse me, ma, can you rap this song for me?" I said, excuse you what? Please, can you walk out of my face? Even if my aunt, when these things, you just find yourself in a situation that you don't even want to be in. They're all over everywhere. And once they monetize Nigeria, oh my goodness.
Well, understand that US has been monetized for a very long time. UK has been monetized for a very long time, and they've not killed each other. Please, let's be careful with what we are doing. If you have to make content, kindly make content that impacts positively.
Nigerians, they take things too extra.
Make content that will impact. There is no need to get naked. There is no need to go above. I mean, you don't even need. If that guy, I was thinking, if he really wanted to bury himself, he would have dug 6 feet.
That wasn't 6 feet.
That's what I said.
You know what I was thinking?
I said if he really wanted to do that, to showcase that he can do that, he would have dug 6 feet.
He was trying to imitate one
Mr. Beast or whatever.
Somebody
that did that kind of thing.
And actually, that man, he buried himself for 7 days. He did his own 7 days, but his own was in a comfortable coffin. Like he had his water, food, even laptop. He had everything. Cameras were everywhere. People outside were monitoring him. But this one just carried his phone and just one. I don't know whether it was one camera.
With the rickety.
With a wooden something.
Wooden coffin.
We are laughing about it, but it's really bad.
I later saw a video. He said, "Please, this thing I did, don't try it."
Don't try it.
But the good thing was that TikTok banned his account. Which is beautiful. I mean, it was a waste of energy, exercise in futility.
Who told you is a waste? He still told people to go and follow him in his new account.
Yes, now, but that old account that he suffered for has been banned. So he will need to start afresh.
People that were following him, they will move over to the other new account.
And by the time he gets to that number of followers that he had before he attempted that thing that he did.
I don't know how people will just wake up and think about doing nasty things that will just suffocate their lives.
For what? To what end?
I just want to do content creating.
To what end? And honestly, all these things work together. Because the federal government is considering a situation where workers will be paid based on like a new wage system based on employee productivity in the civil service. It's actually underway. The federal government said this yesterday, Monday. And, we're talking. I don't know when was the last time you went to any federal government office. Especially ministries. Ministries. Sometimes I don't know the kind of human beings. I don't know whether these people are human beings. But something else I've realized is this. Government offices are run by individual, right? Private establishments also run by individual. Now, the difference between government and private is because government, there is an alahaj, an achilefi, in quotes. There is somebody, at the end of the day, the government will pay them. But private, you will work your ass out.
You work.
And there are also people who come into private establishments with government mentality. So, to a large extent, I think I'm most happy if the government is going to do this productivity thing. Like they are going to pay workers based on their productivity. You know why it's going to work? Why it's going to be helpful? Because if you realize some government workers, once they are done with their 35 years of service, whatever number of years they put in that office, immediately they grow old and they die. They no longer realize their God-given talent. There are just few people who work in government establishments that actually live up to their God-given talents. You find out that if you want to see people who are really making waves in the world all over, these are people who have the private mentality, private mindset, private business mindset, because in private businesses, even the entrepreneur is not sleeping. Because if you sleep, you snooze.
This thing reminds me of when I was in school. I first of all went to a government school before going to a private school. And there's a teacher will be talking like this. Some persons will be at the back making noise. She will shout, "Stop making noise! That one is your business. At the end of, if I don't come to class at the end of the month, I will still receive my salary." You see, let me just link it to this thing now. Imagine when this person is making this kind of statements, and probably if you don't come to class, you still receive your salary at the end of the month. And if you don't do your job, you still receive your salary. Imagine when the government is actually monitoring these things. They will see that this person is not really doing some things. At the end of the month, are you expecting to receive that amount of money you've been receiving? Imagine you go to all these ministries, you'll be talking to them. That's so rude. Hi. Some of them, they will tell you, sit down there. They will be drinking, eating gala, drinking mineral.
As if they didn't come to work.
Oh God.
As if you go for anything in any ministry.
You walk up to them and say, good morning, ma, please.
I'm on break. I'm on break.
I don't want to listen to you.
I'm on my
break
now.
And sit down
or they'll be eating. I'm on my break now. Please go.
Yeah, go.
Shift.
Go there and sit down. Wait, I'm eating.
You'll be wondering.
You'll be asking yourself, are you not supposed to be working?
But honestly, if they do this, it will change everything. And you see, some people now come, like I've said it before, this mentality of government work, some people bring it into private organizations. And I've seen a lot of private organizations where people don't want to work, but they want to get paid. Like, goodness gracious, Lord, how can you get paid if you're not working? Like, if you're not productive, if you're not adding value. After COVID-19, that's 2020, year of the pandemic, a lot of offices folded because of the closure.
Yeah.
And it has changed a lot of things.
Yeah, exactly.
And if Nigerian government is actually thinking, because the Director General of National Productivity Center, Nasir Raji Mustafa, said this yesterday, and the journalist asked him, has he spoken with NLC and TUC? He said yes, that they have discussed it, and the NLC, the TUC, they are in tandem with it. They said, okay, that's okay. And if this is going to happen, I believe it's going to change the face, because outside of the shores of this nation, for example, in the UK, you're paid by hours, by the hours you put in. And my goodness, Adoma, you come to Nigeria, you are in the office, you're pressing phone. You don't use phone. Like a friend of mine who works in a gym center, Adoma gym. She said that if you're in the office for the 9 hours you're going to be in the office, you don't touch your phone. If they see you touch your phone, you'll be sacked.
You know,
I have a relative who works in another establishment. In fact, she only talks to me before she starts working. If she's starting work by 2, she will not, from 2 to that time to 10 p.m. that she's going to be on duty, she's not going to touch her phone. If you touch your phone, you'll be sacked.
That is a very strict.
But you come to Nigeria, people.
So you come to Nigeria, go to all these ministries, you're talking to them, someone is saying, please wait. Hello? They'll be answering call, you will just stand there and you're waiting for them. Are you supposed to be doing that?
You're talking to someone is busy TikToking.
The person is laughing. You're asking yourself, am I stupid?
and you're wondering, why are we where we are? Why are we where we are?
We keep complaining. We all want a better Nigeria, but we're not even starting with ourselves. Start with yourself so that the country will work out.
And finally, the NYSC is trying to make the NYSC a revenue generating organization, such that it will be self-sustaining by itself, and which is actually I think it's a good step in the right direction, because all these things, like I said, it's interrelated. People go for their NYSC, their PPA, primary place of assignment, they don't even report there. Okay, they abscond. Even those core members that were sent to schools, there are just few of them who go to schools, except few of them who are conscious and who understand that they have to live a life of impact. These are the ones that when they are sent to schools, they go there and they look for what they can actually do to make the lives of the society better. But NYC is saying that those core members who have entrepreneurial skills, who have businesses, as a matter of fact, this current NYC, the core members, there's this young lady that I've been following up on Facebook, right? She runs a cleaning company. Okay, she's currently doing her NYC and she's a content creator. So I was just remember when we went to serve, did you have time to even snap? Is it not, all these photographers on camp, I know they would have lost their jobs because people now go with their phones. She was literally documenting everything. This young lady, she was documenting everything on Facebook. She runs a cleaning company and she won 100,000 naira, I think, from one of the banks. Okay, I think they had to pitch a business. So she won, I think she came third. She posted she won 100,000 naira. She posted it on Facebook. And NYC is saying that some of them that have entrepreneurial skills, that have businesses already, that they are going to be helped, maybe given seed funding. At the end of the day, they will return the fund. So that the NYC will use that money to sustain itself, which is actually a good step in the right direction, because Adam, I also noticed something about these current core members. Most of them already have businesses.
Yes. Not just current core members. Even when I served, most of my corpers friends, most of them were not reporting to their PPAs. They will tell you, I have a business in main market. I have a business in the social place. I want to be running. They will tell you, how much are they going to pay? 33,000 naira. What am I doing with it?
How much is it now? You received 33,000.
Yes.
Wow, that's so much money. How much?
They will tell you 33,000 naira. That's okay. Let them just give their PPA maybe 10,000 naira every month so they can be covering up for them. They say, what are they doing with that when they have a solid business they will be handling? This one will not distract me from doing what I'm doing. And you see them, most of them, they go out for their businesses, and when they come out, when it's time for clearance, they'll just come and do their clearance. Most of them don't even do the clearance. They will still pay those people to to cover up for them. And this whole thing, if NYS is saying this thing is a good thing, but to talk about it, I can remember someone mentioned this thing in camp when I was in camp during my NYSC. The person just came out and said he was going to empower people that own businesses. It was actually one of those I can't remember. I'm trying to remember.
That came to talk to members.
Yes, and he said it. He collected, he asked us whether we had businesses. Me, I also registered, but till today I've not seen any call from him.
Anyway, the minister actually said that over 5,000 core members would have their entrepreneurial ventures funded with close to 10 million naira, adding that the vision was not only to have a self-sustaining scheme but also a revenue generating program so that NYSC can sustain itself. And it's really important that we start looking at all the organizations, all the government organizations, looking for ways to sustain themselves by themselves, because it will help to bring out the talent in young people.
Yeah, because a lot of people, once they're done with NYSC, they'll be like their lives has ended.
I had a very emotional discussion with a 200 level student yesterday. I told her that I don't understand what students now study in school, especially when as regards mass communication. So whenever I see any students who came for an IT, I'm always happy. At least you came to learn, because I don't know. She said to me that lecturers no longer teach. That now it's just 2 months that they spend in school, and that 2 months you're not even that. Even when a lecturer comes to class, they are not teaching you what you ought to know. That's just theory, and at the end of it all, everybody is rushing. They just want to pass the exam. They don't want to have carryover.
Some of them just give out notes.
They don't. That even sometimes the lecturers are even teaching what they themselves don't even understand.
Exactly.
I was looking. She said, that's what we're going through right now. For a 200 level student to be telling me that we need to do more.
Exactly.
We need to do more because for a situation, 4-year course, somebody graduates and the person doesn't even know where to start from, what to do. If for example, if it's journalism, the person comes to your office, does not even understand anything. Why would he or she understand when the person was taught by somebody that doesn't even know? Have
you seen this video that on people's convocation? They were being asked what's the meaning of what's your course? Can you just explain to me the meaning of something about your course? The person was just talking out of point. Even this NYSC we were talking about, someone was asked what's the meaning of NYSC. I was just hearing things about Nigerian, younger. Like, it was so irritating. Like,
honestly, we need to do more.
We need to do more because this thing they call education is very important.
Number one.
It's very, very important.
It's number one. We always emphasize it that education is numero uno, and we have come to the end of the program. Adoma, it's a pleasure having you. Oh my goodness, Adoma, I always enjoy having you here.
Yeah,
especially when I know that you have an agenda. Thank you so much for joining us.
Stop doing this to me.
And thank you, because we know that we've put smiles on your faces. Yeah. We know you're going to have a great day. Ensure that you have a great day and keep smiling. My name is Choma Vic Chukwemeka, also known as Oma Speed on radio, TV, and social media. Bye-bye.
My name is Adoma Izokike. Thanks for watching. Bye.